asking for
Homie,
for
my
him
gosh.
to be, taken out by any means necessary. Like,
The rhetoric has been ridiculous. And at some point, if you're yelling fire in a crowded room, like, you're responsible for the stampede. Like,
that's exactly what this is.
It is. But one of the things that really frustrated me, Allie, is, so afterwards, first of all, when it's happening, right, we're hearing reports that they're gonna bring everybody back and they're gonna go ahead and finish the correspondence dinner, and we're all like, well, that doesn't make much sense. Please don't do that. So then Trump and his cabinet take to the White House press briefing, like the press room. He cracked a couple of jokes because it's Trump, and then the next thing you know, you see the leftist media posting pictures of them smiling, like, well, yeah, they look like they just survived a shooting.
Oh my gosh.
Like, these people that want to throw crap at Erica Kirk for how they think she acts because, her husband took a bullet to the neck. How do you think you'd act? These people just got out of what was supposed to be a fun dinner after bullets sprang. What you tell me, what's the appropriate way for people to act when they've gone through traumatic events? I mean, did you write the book on it?
Apparently, it's grabbing wine bottles off of the tables.
Wait. I did think that was kind of cool.
That's the appropriate response of being shot at. I just hear, pour me a glass of bourbon. Have you ever seen Wild Wild West movies? Like, that's just how you cope. That's why that's why Prohibition didn't work, y'all, because it was Wild Wild West, and they're like, you're not taking my alcohol.
Literally, but these women were taking, like,
it's a stressful situation.
It was a coping mechanism.
It is. It's a coping mechanism. I think it's interesting because they were telling people, like, you didn't know, like, right? So there were people that were complaining, like, how come they didn't, like, clear the room? Well, if you clear the room, you don't know if this was a part of a bigger plan.
Yeah.
To pop off anybody that was coming out of the hotel, like, because if they're all, like, scattered and you have people part of the cabinet, or prominent people in the media, you don't know who's a target at that point.
That's true.
So it would be more of like a Las Vegas situation. And it could have had the potential of becoming more of a mass casualty event, because you don't know who this person is with. You don't know if he's a lone gunman. You don't know if he's with other people. You don't know if there's, like, a bomb in the vicinity. Like, you don't know.
Well, because part of, like, the terrorist attacks that we're thinking could come to this country, they've talked about, kind of having the first event that then people are escaping that mass casualty event, only to run into the second event.
Right.
And that's coming from our intelligence.
And the reason why they shut it down too is because the entire room became a crime scene. I mean, essentially, maybe, right? But from my understanding, he didn't make it into the arena.
No, that's him
into the room, into the banquet hall.
That's him face down on the rug there. But what maybe should be a bigger conversation, guys, and I don't say this lightly.
The biggest advocate for, like, homeschool.
So here you have in 2025, this is the teacher, I think, from Chicago, that is holding a wannabe finger gun to her neck at a rally. I'm sure she's not showing love to the Kirk family there. Again, a teacher. I believe they thought she lost her job, but she actually was reinstated after a while. And then 2026, of course, this gunman that they have now that's detained, teacher of the month in Torrance, California.
Good Lord.
So I mean, obviously I know a lot of teachers that are wonderful.
And
but this is crazy to think that this is.
But there's teachers all over the place that are talking about, you guys only had one job and you missed again. Like, how many teachers now? You have Sarasota County. There's some teachers that are saying things there. Like, you have another kind, like, it's not, and we're saying that because it's like Florida and we have, like, privy to that.
But
it's in other areas as well. And I mean, I think one of the teachers was fired. It's just, I'm baffled by the lack of empathy.
Asinine.
I
mean, so this was in Florida. This school board member, Alachua, Tina Certain, she ain't certain that she's gonna be fired, reacted to Trump's assassination attempt by claiming it was staged. These are the people, according to Libs of TikTok, these are the people responsible for your kids' education. They give her email address here. This is the thing, Allie. And I think this actually branches into another argument that one could make. We get this a lot when talking about people that are employed either through county government or through state government, which school board members are, or in school teachers are. They're their time on the clock is not. They don't have an open-ended First Amendment right. It's just like anybody else that's in work. You can be fired for things that you say, things that you do. Most companies have a multimedia or social media policy that they want you to abide by. You can't just do whatever you want to do. And we've seen this happen throughout Charlie Kirk. So now through this teacher may very well feel, in her own personal opinion, that the Trump assassination attempt was staged. To what extent does she have the right then, and I'm curious what you guys think, have the right to go on social media and post about that? She's not doing it from her teacher platform.
Mm-hmm.
So does she have the right to go in and say something like that? Or do you think I guess.
Listen, if a child can't walk into a school wearing a MAGA t-shirt or a t-shirt that said "Make America Great Again" or a t-shirt that said "The Gulf of America" and not be expelled or kicked out of school, I'm sorry, your teacher or your teachers, whoever is in charge, your superintendent, can't say this stuff that they're saying online. If the parents were designated as domestic terrorists for going into school board meetings talking about how they didn't want to force mask their kids and force vaccinate their children and get porn out of our schools and teach the basics of like civics education without DEI crap instilled into it and LGBTQ AI plus BS, then no, she can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Just like I don't think kids can just walk out of school
to protest ICE.
Protest ICE.
No, I'm sorry.
Because if you told students, and this is what I've even said, you're in school 8 hours a day. So you've got now, that's math. You've got another 16, depending on what time you go to bed, whatever, 16, 14, 12 hours of your day that you can still go protest, plus Saturday morning, plus Sunday morning, if you'd like to. Like the idea that during sixth period, because it's algebra, you're going to get a sign and go out, or we don't know where you're at and your parents think you're at school and you're just going to walk out. Like you don't have that overwhelming right to be able to just put yourself in danger when you're supposed to be the responsibility of the school.
You have to sign permission slips in order for them to get on a bus in order to go to Disney for their or the zoo or a museum for their school.
Yeah.
School field trips, but because they're standing outside with a sign, like we're not allowed, what are we talking about here?
What are we doing here?
But the teachers are okay to say this stuff, like I pray for better aim. Are you for real, lady? Like these are the same kinds of people that were celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. These are the people that want you and I dead. They want you dead.
Yes.
How do you have conversations with people like this?
She says here she's a mom, she's a teacher,
and a community activist. Of course she is.
Wow.
How I don't understand. Like this, there has been some kind of mental psychosis that has taken a hold of women in America. They're putting themselves in harm's way when it comes to DHS conducting these ICE raids where they're coming and picking up criminals who've been raping and murdering and defrauding the American people, from your neighborhoods, trying to make your neighborhood safer, and they're putting themselves in harm's way and then complaining when they get in trouble, or complaining when they get dragged out of their car, or complaining when something terrible happens because you put yourself in live fire. Like these are the same folks. I don't understand what happened. Like, what is the root cause of this? And it honestly, I feel like it's this brainwashing that has taken place by this rhetoric that's been going on for the last 10 years. You say something, it's marketing, right? It's simple marketing. You have to touch somebody at least 7 times with whether it's the same words, the same sentence, the same pamphlet, the same handout, the same palm card,
the same
phone call,
talking points
at least 7 times before they say yes or no.
Lamestream media. We came in yesterday, Allie, to DC, and walking by some buildings. I know, like the Capitol, where they eat,
Cafeteria.
Capitol
Capitol
Hill
Hill Club.
There's been, heightened security in some areas, a lot of construction going on, but you go through security every day, whether you're going to the Rayburn or, Cannon, whatever building you're going to, you go through so much security that we kind of get immune to it. But every time we go through security, we're very, very quick to thank the men and women who are working here, keeping our elected representatives safe.
And the people inside. It's not even just the elected representatives. It's the staffers. It's the cafeteria workers. It's the the custodians. It's the people that are visiting from out of state to come and petition their government. It's them. It's not just those that we elect, because they're not. This isn't a luxury job, and it shouldn't be considered something that's luxury. It should be something that is considered a service. And so yes, we are extremely thankful for those that decide to serve and protect those that are in these buildings that we essentially own and pay rent for. So it's like you have to, and they'll run into the line of fire. These are the same people that they go into the line of danger instead of running from it. Yeah. So, and they largely have protected our president, our cabinet, and everybody that was in the correspondent dinner. And then you saw people that are just talking mess, and I am so over it. I really am. I'm over it. Can we please get back to making sure that the SAVE Act is passed? And how about this for an idea? How about we actually prosecute? How about we actually prosecute these fools? Why are we letting these people out on good behavior? Okay. Why are we letting them out scot-free? This is retarded.
But Allie,
yes, I said the retarded word
because it means delayed. We were in the cafeteria today, and we're watching as they are showing that, or yesterday, sorry, when we first got in. We're in the cafeteria, and we're watching as they're showing that the gunman is having his day in court yesterday.
Gee, that happened fast.
Yes, it happened really fast. And so while I'm glad he's getting his day in court, how many people died at the hands of Fauci in the mismanagement of COVID? Well, first the virus that he cooked up in the lab in Wuhan, China, because all good things come from China. And but we haven't nobody. Why is justice slow when it goes through the ethics committee or the DOJ largely? But this person is
because they came for our president. So I'm good.
I know, but they came for millions of Americans too.
They did. I agree with you. I mean, both can be true at the same time, right?
Okay, yeah.
I agree with the fact that yes, this is happening swiftly, because they caught him, right? And I get that. That's great. And Fauci still needs to be held accountable, and so does Nancy Pelosi, and so does the people that called in the SWATs for a lot of our friends in media. Independent media who got swatted overnight. What about the raids, right? That happened just because. That were literally put in gulags and seriously
some that took their own life because they were so patriotic they couldn't even stand to have the charge of terrorist or treason. That's just so, Allie. And I know,
is it a two-tier justice system? Or are they? Is that just? Are we really caring about law and order, or is that just a talking point? Mm-hmm. Republicans, and I'm saying that because I'm in America first. Yes, I'm registered Republican, but at the end of the day, we have to make
registered Republican, but kicked out of the Republican Party.
That part. But we have to make sure that we are standing on integrity. Are we just saying words because they sound nice and they make us raise money for campaigns and then for us to get reelected, or moving the needle with what we're saying, and we're standing on principle and actually doing the right thing when it counts, right? We have to make sure that it's applied equally.
Absolutely. And I think, even when we're coming here to DC and we're thinking about how we're going to get the show out live and how we're going to do all this, it's funny because we run into people. We ran into a representative recently, and he was like, great show. I love to watch your guys' show. But it's important that you guys understand that every time we ask you to get involved, whether it's to call your representatives or your senators, pass the Save America Act, or the representatives that are right now deliberating on the Rules Committee for the cutting out of Save Our Bacon Act out of the Farm Bill, we are not afraid to do the work ourselves as well. Both Allie and I have been candidates for office before. It's not fun. It's not fun to have your name dragged through the mud. It's not fun to have to put yourself out there and have people left, right, and center just attacking you. But there is a part that you can play. And I like to tell people sometimes, Allie, they'll get so upset that Trump's not fixing this or Trump's not fixing that, and especially things that are local, things that are local to your community. There is a role that we play. General Michael Flynn has always said, local action equals national impact. So while Trump's taking care of his portion, what part are you going to play? What role are you going to play? The 2026, we were just at a dinner recently where somebody was talking about the 2026 midterms, terrified that we may lose some seats because we're not, I don't know, people have different opinions on it, but you need to get involved and do something, everything from your school board election on up through the state house and even federal, Allie. They need to make sure they're getting involved.
Absolutely. I mean, yes, get involved. It's hard when you have people that are like, well, there's been no justice served, right? Like, yes, there are other things that are happening and we are better off, but at the same time, it's like we were promised some things and they haven't come to fruition yet. And I understand the sentiment. I'm not saying to discount it, but still take your ass out to go to the polls and vote. Like, just because it hasn't happened right now in this section of this term, like the first 2 years, like we still got 3 years left. Like, and it really matters on whether or not we're going to get the rest of what we're asking for, what we asked for, a mandate that we put forward in November of 24.
Yes.
If we don't have the House or the Senate at all, because then it'll just be a repeat.
Well, and yet, I mean, honestly, guys,
2016.
And I'm equally as upset with Republicans for not, especially in the Senate, for not doing certain things.
Yeah, John Thune, what are we doing?
Oh my God.
What are we doing? Can we please pass?
It's always a Thune.
Like, I don't understand what we're doing. Like, why is this such a why are we holding on to this? Why are we not
bottleneck?
Why are we not passing this forward? That is not what the Senate was created for. It was to be a bottleneck of conjecture. That's not what we're doing.
Right.
It's a 1776 moment. Like, stand for the moment and just pass the damn bill. Like, honestly,
this isn't difficult.
And then I get people that are like, oh, that's a terrible bill. Have you read it? It's about only citizens voting and making sure we don't have boys and girls sports. It's the codified. You know why it's attached to the Save America Act? Because we can't get off our best intentions and codify the executive order.
Did you know why we had to attach the Save America Act to the FISA? You want to talk about an awful bill. Can we not spy on Americans?
Yeah, those need revisions.
Because right now we're spying on Americans and we still couldn't stop that lone gunman from coming here to take out Trump.
But wait, exactly that part. Because,
where was that intelligence?
Oh, girl.
I'm sorry. We're moody. Do you think they really want us in the Capitol Hill today? Yes, they do. But
my attitude.
Part of what I was going to say, though, is that as much as I am upset with some Republicans, especially locally, but you have to think, I still do not want a Democrat in office. No, because we don't have those like Kennedy midline Democrats anymore. We've got like these crazy
They're socialists.
Yes.
Communists. The communists are here.
And we have to dig into the 80-20 rule. Like I am not anymore like just burn it down for the sake of burn it down, because I'm strategic, like scalpel, you know, to like, because there's good in it. And I just want to cut out the BS from it. So that means you've got to get involved. You've got to make sure you're registered to vote. You've got to know when your primaries are. Make sure that you're ready to vote in 2026 for all your midterm elections. Allie, we don't have our Liberty Cigars commercial because we're on the road, but we can do a quick read. Tell our viewers why we have partnered with Liberty Cigars and a little bit of the history with it.
Right, we've partnered with Liberty Cigars because one, it's
a great cigar.
And it's
our meeting is a little bit of a.
Look, sometimes you need alcohol, sometimes you need a little bit of tobacco. Who knows, right? How you cope. I'm just saying, if you're going to make sure that it's made here in America and with a history lesson on, American founders. And I mean, they have like a naval series, they have a presidential series. They have a President Trump cigar.
She's got a Trump cigar that she's not
I have
opening.
A Trump cigar that will not open yet, and
I'm just saying, my birthday's in July, but she's still not
like the right time, I guess. But yes, if you could go to libertycigars.com, they have a plethora of just choices that you can choose from, and they really are great cigars. I wouldn't push something that I haven't tried.
Right. And like you said, a wonderful American-owned
Yes.
a company. Use promo code Open Mic. I think just to stick it to some people, we're going to keep that promo code because
the mic's always open.
The
so
mic
I don't
is
really
always
care how you feel
open.
about it. You can feel how you feel.
All right, guys, moving back to what's taken place over the weekend, Saturday night. Where were you?
I was at home. I was watching it.
Oh, I was in the car and you sent it to me and I was like, what? I can't believe this is happening. So Trump has come out and he's had a few words to say about, actually, there's got a couple of small clips here that we can show. Commander-in-Chief himself talking about that night, Saturday night. Let's take a listen.
You see the security moving quickly. Right. Within seconds, grabbing the vice president by his coat, lifting him up, bringing him out. Then the counter assault comes in. Took 10 seconds for them to flank you, Mr. President, and then 20 seconds to get you out. It looked chaotic. At one point, you were down. What was happening?
Well, what happened is it was a little bit me. I wanted to see what was happening, and I wasn't making it that easy for him. I wanted to see what was going on. And by that time, we started to realize maybe it was a bad problem, different kind of a problem, bad one, and different than what would be normal noise from a ballroom, which you hear all the time. And I was surrounded by great people, and I probably made them act a little bit more slow. They said, wait a minute, let me see, wait a minute. So, I'm telling.
Just at that moment where it looks like you go sort of down with the service, you were telling them to wait?
Well, I know what happened is then I started walking with them. I started walking, and they said, please go down on the floor. So I went down, and First Lady went down also, but we were asked to go down by the agents as I was walking. In other words,
they wanted you almost to crawl.
I was standing up, pretty much. I was standing up and then turned around the opposite direction and started pretty much walking out, pretty tall, a little bent over because I'm not looking to be standing too tall. And, but I was walking out. It was about halfway there. And they said, please go down to the floor. Please go down to the floor. So I dropped to the floor. So did the First Lady.
Well, there's your explanation on why he went down, which I guess was partly correct. He went down to Melania.
So it's just a different.
I hate how they make it sound like he fell, right? Like,
well, and even she's like, you're telling them, no, wait, I want to see this while you're down on the floor. Like, guys, bitch, what are you like?
Guys, listen, listen. Everybody's complaining about how the media uses propaganda and lies to you. Mm-hmm. If our Republicans would just pass the Spin Act, it's called the Spin Act, and it's done. It's been sitting in the cloakroom, and it's authored by Representative Corey Mills.
Maybe that's why they won't bring it forward.
They're going after him.
Oh, but here's the thing.
Or why they won't bring it up.
Here's the thing, though. You can have your issues with a representative all you want, but why wouldn't you bring forward a good bill?
It's
it's for us. It's for people. It's for the media. So like you could solve the problem. Oh, no, do you not want to solve the problem?
That's right, because then you can't fundraise on anything.
Wow,
got it. Understood.
We have been.
Is that what we're doing?
I don't know.
Are we a little cynical today? I don't know.
Well, maybe it's just being in DC.
I don't understand. Excuse me. I really don't. I don't understand. I don't get it.
I don't either. Let's take a listen to another clip.
We can only complain about something for so long.
No, this is actually the same.
Like one of my buttons is like, what's happening?
I would tell you if you had a button loose. Would I tell her if she had a button loose?
No, it's attached to the tag that's on the inside, and it's like bothering me. I'm like, what is this?
On the inside. No, this is actually the same clip. So
I probably have sent you like 12 of those because I didn't know who to use.
Well, and so I've been stalling a little bit because this I don't want to make people angry, but y'all, this pissed me right off. Angry. And maybe it's because we're in DC and we're hearing people, chatter from people that were there. Everybody's got an opinion. Many of the opinions you don't want, but there is another group of women that get together and talk about things. They're known as The View. I don't know if you can see this here, Allie, but let's take a listen from Anna Navarro. She is on The View. She is telling everyone what she has to say about what took place at the dinner. Take a listen.
But so that room was full of some of the most important political leaders in the country right now.
Right.
Now they know, they've lived it in their own flesh, the fear that our school children go through.
Yes.
Now they know what it's like to have to jump under a table the way that school children jump under a desk. And we are a country that is vulnerable to this. We have now seen shootings in malls, in churches, in temples, and Walmart,
We saw it
in
with
baseball
the
fields.
Republicans.
And so, I still don't understand how Congress took no action after Sandy Hook, after 20 children between the ages of 6 and 7 were killed. But maybe now that they have felt the fear themselves, they will do something.
But what I don't understand is how.
Okay, mira, de su bolsillo. Okay? Listen. The reason why our schools are like sitting ducks is because they're gun-free zones.
Yes.
You know why no one was injured or fatally shot at this event?
Because
there were good guys with guns.
Yes.
Like,
oh my God. Well, and
this is what drives me nuts about this, sis, is like why there are ways to solve this problem.
There are ways
without infringing on
to fortify
self-protection.
And honestly, Florida has done a great job in some of the protocols and the way that they've tried to legislate this. I don't agree with all of the legislation, but there are ways that like you said, to fortify these schools. Your churches should be another place. But if you want to talk about bad guys carrying guns and coming into places and shooting them up, listen, maybe you don't put people on hormone, whatever drugs. Maybe you don't try to pump people full of testosterone or estrogen, or try to confuse them about their identity, or try to tell people that Charlie Kirk was a white supremacist when actually he was on the targeted list from the Southern Poverty Law Center that we now know was not just calling us terrorists, but funneling money to the KKK and real terrorists, because you couldn't actually get us divided as a nation. So you had to funnel money to pretend that we were divided, creating the hate, creating the narrative, creating the bad blood, creating the divide that now when you decide some lone crazy gunman decides to go shoot somebody, the first thing you say as a teacher in another district is, oh, I'm sorry that he missed. Oop. What? So I don't think the problem is like, Joe Schmo with a gun going into a mall. Check who they're targeting. The body bags y'all claimed were lined up throughout COVID? Check them again, because they're all conservatives in body bags right now. And I'm telling you, when Allie said a few weeks ago that y'all got the best one by getting Charlie Kirk, he was the nicest.
I want you to go up.
We not nice.
Go into a gun store and tell the guns to go shoot someone. See how many get up.
Now give them a Discord chat and tell them that they're the wrong sex, and that those of us who vote differently somehow want to end their lives. And now see who goes and gets a gun and ends somebody's life. It's your rhetoric. It's your rhetoric and your garbage and your hate.
I want to know who's paying The View.
Probably the SPLC.
Is it the same people that is funding Jimmy Kimmel?
Ooh.
Are y'all the same people?
Ooh.
They are, because it's ABC. It's the same freaking network.
Ooh.
So why, again, past the spin act, what are we talking about? Like, I can't. This stuff is making me so angry. The chancleta is out, okay? Mira, I'm already up here.
Wow. Oh my God, you scared the crap out of me. We're in DC. I hit the ground. No, I forgot. Trump cleaned up DC. We're good. We're just, we're not disclosing where we're at. We're like in a bunker. It feels like.
De su bolsillo.
Well, speaking of Jimmy Kimmel,
Get it together.
this is you scared me.
I'm sorry.
Okay, time
I
out.
love you. I'm so
Before we
sorry.
pivot to Jimmy Kimmel, I feel
My sis.
highly abused right now because we're sitting at dinner last night and I don't even know what I said, but it's a show called Out of Pocket. I tend to say some stuff that's
We're out
not
of pocket all the time.
not like, politically correct. And this one,
I just flicked her.
no, you did not flick me. She takes her napkin, the nice napkins, because we're in a freaking nice restaurant. And she's like, bam.
That's such an exaggeration.
No, it's not. And the
Proof or it didn't happen.
okay, hold on. Like one of the top lobbyists in DC. We're at the dinner table with them, and
Like,
he's like,
I heard it. Are you okay? I did not mean to. I didn't mean to.
it hurt.
I'm sorry.
And now she gets her shoe. You all saw that.
But I didn't threaten you with it. I'm not threatening anybody. I'm just telling you how to
They're
get
not
it
going to
together.
let us do security.
Like a mom. Like, your mom, she's tired of y'all playing around, messing around. She's going to listen. Sometimes
Oh no.
it's my rod, okay? It's not my Jesus sandal, but it's a rod. It's a form of a come on now.
You better sleep with one eye open, is all I got to say. Okay, take a listen to Jimmy Kimmel. Guys, first of all, the guy's not cute. He's never been funny. I'm not exactly sure who drew the short straw and had to end up giving him a contract. This is the most repulsive thing I think I've ever seen or heard when it comes to, we're not even 24 hours out of what could have been a very somber moment in our country with the attempted assassination again of Donald Trump and so many others. And take a listen to what Jimmy Kimmel took his time on the airwaves to say and do.
Our First Lady Melania is here. Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow.
You have a glow? Like, what, one more time, what?
Is here. Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow.
I would have done a Will Smith and got up and smacked him. No, not really, because that's just not very First Lady. But
I'm not First Lady.
Latina in me.
I'm First Ghetto. Let's go.
Oh my. And then can you imagine how protective her husband, like a man, he's not gonna, Jimmy Kimmel better be fired.
Well, and listen, I'm all for freedom of speech and, you have to be able to laugh at things that are funny.
That shit's not funny.
That's not funny. It's not funny.
Sorry, I'm trying to work on my mouth. But that's not funny.
It's not funny.
You have a glow like an expectant widow. So what's her name? Griffith. That wasn't enough with the bloody beheading of president. That's not enough. That's not enough. That wasn't enough. People doing plays where he's getting stabbed in the back and being shot in the face. That's not enough. They were laughing and all that when he was shot at. Literally, they shot at our president and drew blood. Like, that's not enough. That's not enough for you.
Let's not forget that we also have the incident at the West Palm Beach Golf Club, the Trump Golf Club, that took place. If it wasn't for the Secret Service acting a little late, but acting, at least they did their job because he's still alive. Now you've got this as the third. You've got arguably one of the biggest civil rights leaders in our time, Charlie Kirk, assassinated. You think back, guys, to when Reagan was shot. First of all, Reagan was shot really just steps from where this event was with the White House Correspondents' Dinner. You think back to some of, all of our boomers out there. Think back to Martin Luther King's assassination. Think back to JFK's assassination. Would anybody at that time in our history, whether you voted for JFK or not, would they have made these kinds of jokes? Would they have made fun of Mrs. Kennedy? Would they have done that during that time? Or did we have a heart in our country to be like, oh my gosh, this is our darkest hour. Like, I can't believe this happened. Granted, we realize now there's more that played behind the scenes, but still it was a tragedy in our country. And now, remember when people would say, Allie, that we're desensitizing people with all this video games and Hollywood and everything. Are we desensitized to these assassination attempts? Because they keep fucking
happening.
They keep making fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm mad. They keep making fun of it. How are you making fun of the fact that people are trying to take shots at our president?
it was outrageous that Ilhan Omar had someone approach her in an angry manner and throw something on her, which, okay,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous situation in any situation. You never know, right? But it's not when there are actual shots fired in the direction of our president or our cabinet. And many of them have expecting wives. Like, how is this not something that has everybody upset? Like, I don't understand. I really don't. And then you see people saying that Miller was like, he was using his pregnant wife as as a shield. No, that he was moving her out of the way, literally doing what he was supposed to be doing, was covering her. Like, what this, some of y'all don't know what real true masculine men actually look like and behave, and you can tell by how you react to this stuff. Like, this is just insane. Everybody should be pissed that this is the third attempt on President Trump. Now, not even to mention, this is the same hotel Reagan was shot at.
That's what I was saying. It just steps from where Reagan was shot. Melania Trump did come out with some comments. I'm trying to pull that up, but for some reason it's not wanting to pull up. Let me see if I can find it here momentarily. Boom, right here. Let's see if it refreshes. But Melania, so she came out not that long ago, and she had some strong statements to say regarding the Epstein victims, giving them their day in the public. But yeah, the Melania comments are not pulling up. Melania's come out and she's basically calling on the network to do something. This is not okay. What's gone on? It's gone on far too long, in my opinion. Jimmy Kimmel it wasn't that long ago. He was in hot water about other things. This is an entertainment. And I don't think that, again, I just think you have a responsibility when you have the ear of the nation the way he does. Are you looking for the comments? Okay, I'll stall.
Someone just called me a grifter because I support boycotting Starbucks and ABC and JCPenney, those that are funding the largest advertisers on ABC News because of the rhetoric that's on here. So excuse me, first of all, I get no money for doing for posting, right? Even reposting my friends who are in independent media and work in media like OAN. So I don't get any money for this. I am not a grifter. And if you want to talk, you do better. People don't punch down, they punch up, right? Yes, absolutely. And you will look, I am not the one today.
We were just talking about this today. There are a lot of people that are surprised when you snap back. Did you find it?
Yeah, well, you guys bite back. Well, no shit. You bit first. And I'm the bigger dog. So Fafo, if you want. Kimmel's hateful and violent rhetoric is intended to divide our country. His monologue about my family isn't comedy, it's words. His words are coercive and deepens the political sickness in America. People like Kimmel shouldn't have the opportunity to enter our homes each evening to spread hate. A coward. Kimmel hides behind ABC because he knows the network will keep running cover to protect him. Enough is enough. Yes. It is time for ABC to take a stand. How many times will ABC's leadership enable Kimmel's atrocious behavior at the expense of our community? So let me just,
that's our first lady.
That's our first lady. So let me remind you guys of how they decided to cancel comedians who were making jokes about LGBTQ. How they were canceling comedians or even us for speaking out about truth when it came to, product malfunction, right? Product liability.
Immunity for Big Pharma.
Or even now for glyphosate. Like, you know how much hate I'm getting for saying that the government should not be giving immunity for any product because whatever. Anyway, something's happened. And I feel like conservative y'all have gone so far right, you're woke again. Yeah. Like you've gone so far right.
Conservative Ant was just saying that.
Right. You guys have gone so far right, you're Democrats.
We're not saying that conservative Ant has gone so far right.
It's the ones that are like vote Democrat because of all this. Like you're this, you're that, you're grifter. Like I don't understand.
Conservative Ant was just on yesterday. We were watching that. And he, of course, his mouth is far worse than ours. But he's he's letting them have it too.
So Chad Caton says, we demand ABC Network to fire Jimmy Kimmel immediately. We recognize he has a right to his free speech, no matter how disgusting. However, he is an employee and he is not free from consequences. These are the top advertisers to his show. We, the people, will boycott not only ABC, but their top advertisers, McDonald's, Starbucks, Venmo, and JCPenney. Guys, do you remember when teachers were coming out and they were saying that they were supporting civic engagement, that they were supporting parental rights in education, that they were supporting parents and making decisions for their children on whether or not they wanted to learn about sex from strangers at their schools, that their children want to, you know what I'm saying? So they were canceled and fired from their jobs. We had military members, we had service members that were a part of our government employees. We had teachers, we had staffers, we had doctors and nurses fired for blowing the whistle on products or on treatments at hospitals. They were fired and let go. A lot of them got their licenses revoked for even speaking up about truth. What Jimmy Kimmel is doing is not truth, it's hatred. And yet ABC still employs him. So that means to tell me that whoever is funding ABC and whoever these advertisers are, they agree with this kind of mess.
And they support
Is it not?
And they support it. Listen, without advertisers and sponsors, you don't have a show. So
unless you're Soros funded.
Or SPLC.
Or SPLC, which is largely funded by Hollywood and the NAACP. So congratulations.
Wait, so that means indirectly, like the NAACP funded the KKK?
Yes.
Well, guys, this rhetoric, if you're wondering why Allie and I are a little hot under the collar, this rhetoric has been around for a while. And we have been saying, along with others, that what you consider the communist socialist left, listen, I don't like them. I don't like their viewpoints. I don't wish harm on them or their families. I would like to see them held accountable because their rhetoric is what's causing all of the violence that you're seeing perpetrated against the left. And now they're dehumanizing the right to say that the left is saying basically, just like they did throughout COVID, the winter of death, we'll just let you die. Don't even show up in the ER if you're not going to wear your mask or put 3 tube socks around your face. Like they were very, very adamant. This is the new Nazi Germany where they're ratting out their next door neighbors. You want to know how Jews were hauled off from the concentration camp? Well, in 2026, it looks like you're too far right. So we don't mind if somebody comes and snuffs you out, just like they did Charlie Kirk. It's been going on for a while. It's disgusting. Take a listen. I think we could play about 2.5 minutes of the left showing their hate and rhetoric, just so you know.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
Biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right up to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look, as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels, that this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not.
If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Well, if that doesn't remind you and strike fear into you, like, oh, I don't know, the days of the civil rights movement, they literally sound like the party they've always been.
Democrat Party, Allie, was the one who did not want to desegregate schools.
They didn't want to desegregate anything. They didn't want to desegregate anything. They wanted to continue to have segregation because if you solve the problem, there's no problem. If everyone is free, there's no one to oppress.
You guys, the reason why we wanted to spend so much of our time today talking about what took place over the weekend, obviously we didn't get to it yesterday in our show, but why I know why we talked about doing this is because I don't want us to be desensitized to what took place just because, again, we're fortunate that nobody was injured. It's very fortunate that, I mean, we should be thanking God. Yeah. And in your prayers that you guys have, that you hold up, not just your family, but our elected representatives and Trump and everybody, that they're working. But this is ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. We are sitting in rooms with people trying to get them to vote and support good, sound legislation. And some of them are on the right side of the aisle and some of them are on the left. And we're trying on the left, we're trying to find what few things we can maybe agree with you on to try to push that over the finish line. It's not personal. We're not derogatory. We could be, but we're not, because that's not how our republic operates.
Guys, it's the government we currently have. And until we're able to get the government we want to replace it with, right? Because that is our part.
And we're not talking about like necessarily any one person. We're talking about like, you know, how
as a whole,
you're disappointed sometimes in your representatives.
Well, when you feel like your representation is no longer representing you, it is up to you, we the people, to change that representation. And in order for us to do that, you have to take a participatory role in our own governance. And how do you do that? You make sure that you are engaged in your local politics. You make sure that you know who your local school board members are, all the way up to your state representatives and your congressional representatives. And when there is an issue, you make sure that you talk to them. When there isn't an issue, you make sure you talk to them, reach out to them. It's like a friend. It's like a business colleague. Hey, what is going on this week? Do weekly check-ins. Do something. Hey, do something.
You want to know what doesn't work?
Ignoring it.
Or just calling them a rhino and never talking to them.
That part. You have to work.
I mean,
with
I'm gonna be honest with you.
have.
We have used those words in the past, and I'm not saying that there aren't people that fit that bill. But if they're elected to office right now,
it's who
and you need to move the needle,
you need to talk to them.
That's why it's called negotiation and debate. I mean, you'd be surprised. Most people, I find, I'm not going to speak for Democrats, want to find themselves on the right side of an issue. There are people that are corrupt and will never listen to you. Those people don't pick up our phone calls. But for the most part, the people that we find ourselves in front of, for whatever the issue is that we're going in to talk to them about, they genuinely want to try to figure out what are the constituents saying? What are the people back home saying? How do I find the right side of this issue?
Because at the end of the day, they want to stay elected for whatever reason. And so if you can figure out how to sit across from someone and have a conversation about the issue, and when they get off track, you bring it back to the issue. I don't care what you do in your bedroom consensually. I could care less. It's not me, so I don't care.
Yeah.
I care about what touches me at my kitchen table. Faith, family, food, finance, freedom, education. Yeah. That's what touches me at my kitchen table. That's what touches all Americans at their kitchen table. What you do in your bedroom is your business. Yeah. Behind closed doors, it's your business. You're doing it in my Capitol building and you're recording it. It's my business. And now I got a problem with it because now you need to be removed from office and somebody else needs to be in there.
And until we get that type of morality that y'all want in office,
it's the government
in their private life, you better make sure. Well, first of all, you should be running for office then, because you're not throwing stones at glass and living in a glass house yourself, right? No, that's not happening ever. So either you run for office or you pick up the football and help us get it across the finish line. 2026, we need to gain more seats in the House and Senate. Plus, you need to make sure that you retain your school board into a conservative majority. And if you don't have it, you need to flip it. Make sure you get out there and help somebody that's running for office, a grassroots conservative.
And it doesn't matter how many people you have registered in your state or in your precinct. It matters how many people come out to vote.
Just saying. We love you guys. We're going to keep it out of pocket as we head over to Capitol Hill. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Follow both of us at Real Ally Leger, at Michelle Posey, and at Out of Pocket Ladies. Out of Pocket live on all social media platforms. I don't know what day it is today. Get me on another airplane. We'll see more of you guys tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, right back here, guys. Thank you.
Two queens, no filter. Say what they feel. Allie and Michelle keep it way too real.